Hello, whistleblowers everywhere. This is a little tutorial on some finger exercises which I like to do with my students. They're really useful because they're teaching us a number of different things. They're teaching us about finger articulation. We're going to mix up the articulation by adding some tonguing as well. And also they're really good for working on your breathing. So they work on a number of different levels, but they're great for working on finger articulation. And often these patterns will come up in tunes or they'll come up in various different places, and you can recognize those finger patterns. So they're really helpful in helping you navigate around all the different notes of the whistle. And also they're great for working on finger technique. Things like keeping your fingers nice and close to the body of the whistle. Yeah. So all these things you can practice by observing what you're doing with your fingers. Yeah, it's really important to try and keep your fingers fairly close to the body of the whistle, keeping your fingers nice and relaxed. So all these things you can have at the back of your mind while you're practicing these finger exercises. I know we've done some previously, but these are kind of like the next level, if you like, the next stage of finger exercises and articulation. So we're going to start bringing in some tonguing, yeah, which is very important again in whistle playing. So I'm going to first talk about the kind of tonguing which we want to do, which is known as legato tonguing, and then I'm going to look at how we can change the exercise, keep the exercise in essence the same, but we can change it by using different articulation, which is always good to practice. So let me show you the first one, the first exercise. So this is the first finger articulation, and we're going to do it all in one, what we call legato breath. What we can do, obviously we're going to need to take a breath because we're not going to get it all the way up to the top in one breath. So when you take a breath, just gently tongue the first note when you're taking your breath and then just continue. So let me break this down for you. So today I'm using this O'Brien improved D whistle, lovely whistle. Excellent whistles, and I think that they are probably improved beyond your wildest dreams compared to the normal standard sort of fey dog type of whistle. Anyway, so the O'Brien improved whistle I'm using today. So the first exercise, I'll do it very slowly to show you what I'm doing, and then we'll do it at 60, which I think is a good sort of pace to do it at. So here we go. So when I'm doing this, I'm going up from the D, just going up the scale, D, E, F, G, up to A, back down, and then we play the E, and then we start the next on the same E, but we're going to separate it with a cut to start with, yeah? So we're going... So we're separating the two E's, the two D's, sorry, the two E's, the two F's, the two G's, all the way up to the top with a cut. And we do the same thing when we reverse it. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to play it very slowly going up and show you what happens when we reverse the pattern. So going all the way up to that very high D at the top. So you notice with the C sharp, because we're not cutting it, we're just going to gently separate that with the tongue. So when we reverse the pattern, we're doing the same thing but going all the way down. So at 60, we're going to play it as 16th notes or semiquavers. So 1, 1. So like I said, you will need to take a breath, which is absolutely fine to do so. So take a breath whenever you need to. Obviously, you're going to need to breathe more if you're doing it slowly. So even if you start off half that speed, so... and so on. So that's the first exercise, but we can also now introduce some tonguing. So instead of the cuts, we can use tonguing. So we're going to do the same exercise, but we're going to tongue each of the second notes that we land on. So instead of cutting, we're going to tongue. So... And so we're tonguing each note to separate it rather than using cuts. Now, again, we can do however you think, really, regarding the articulation. We can do it in groups of 2. We can go tongue slur. So I'm going to tongue slur, da 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 da. So tongue slur, tongue slur, tongue slur. So tongue in the first note, slur in the second one. Or we can do it in groups of 4. So however you want to mix it up, and I would suggest just trying different finger articulation and different tonguing articulation on this exercise. It's a great one just to sort of mix things up. Again, don't start off too quickly, but get the finger pattern first and then work on different kinds of articulation. So it's a good one to practice your tonguing with this. And of course, the other way you can do it is to tongue every single note like this. When you're tonguing, we want to make it smooth legato tonguing. So it's the gentlest of t sound, yeah? You shouldn't touch the whistle with your tongue. It should be just at the top of your mouth, just behind your teeth, yeah? T, 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 t. Just on the top of it, the palate of your mouth, just behind your teeth, yeah? T. Very gentle. So we don't want this. No little gaps between them. We want to join it up and make it smooth. So that kind of thing. So yeah, you might want to work on your tonguing, doing that slowly to get the right kind of legato, joined up kind of tonguing we need, and also so we don't get those little gaps, which is not what we want. We don't want this sort of, yeah. So we want to join up with very smooth legato tonguing. So gentle, yeah? Nothing attacking, yeah? Just a very gentle. Just keep it really soft and really gentle. So that's our first exercise we can do. The next exercise is going to be what's called broken chords. And I'll explain what those are right now. Okay, so this is the broken chord exercise. So if we take the scale of D, we're going to use certain notes from that scale of D. So we're going to use the root note D, miss out the second, play the third, miss out the fourth, and play the fifth. And then we're only going to go up to the A and then come back down again. So it's going to be D, F, A, F, D, F, A, F. And we're going to do 4 of these in the one breath. So tongue the first, and then for now we're going to slur all the rest, all 4 of them. So what we want to avoid is any, what I call finger lag, like this. Yeah, we don't want any of that. We want to get clean fingering. So you might need to take it as slowly as you need to make sure that the fingering is clean, but it's really important to keep that fingering clean, yeah? So then we do the same on E, E, G, B, G. Then F sharp, A, C sharp, A. Then G, G, B, D, B. So remember to pick that finger up for that D, middle D, yeah? G, B, D, B. Now this is tricky because we're going across what we call the break. We're going into the second octave. So next one, A, C sharp, E, C sharp. And then B, D, F sharp, D. C sharp, E, G, E. Then D, F, A, F in the upper register. E, G, B, G, upper register. Now you may want to stop there, but if you want to feel adventurous and go up to C sharp and D, we've got F, A, C sharp, A. And the last one, G, B, D. Very high D. Now I finger it high D like a C. Some people finger it like that, and your whistle may prefer the high D like the middle D, but only with more air pushed through it, yeah? I find it's more in tune to play it that way, and it seems to be a little bit more stable as well. So the last one is G, B, D, B. And again, make sure you take a deep breath, and even if you don't get all four of them in one breath, maybe just do 2 or 3. But the important thing with this exercise is cleanliness of fingering. We don't want any finger lag. We want each note to sound cleanly and accurately, rhythmically every time, yeah? So reverse the pattern. We go down and come back up. So we've got D, B, G, B. A, C sharp, F, A. Sorry, C sharp, A, F, A. Then it's B. Yeah, B, G, E, G. A, F, D, F. G, E, G, E, C sharp, E. F, D, B, D. E, B, G, B. Sorry, E, C sharp, A, C sharp. Then D, B, G, B. C sharp, A, F sharp, A. B, G, E, G. A, F, D, F. So we're doing all groups of 4, or if you can manage it, groups of 4. If not, then do groups of 3 or even groups of 2. But we do want to try and get this again up to 60. So 1, 2. So that's doing it all slurred. I like to mix up the articulation, so I like to do first one slurred, second one all tongued, third one slurred, fourth one all tongued. So the way we can mix the articulation up with this is so the first four, tongue the first, then slur the rest, then tongue all these next group, tongue slur, tongue them all. We put that together. And again, make sure you're using that smooth legato tonguing. That's really important. Yeah. The other way we can do this is tongue slur, and just do it. Then I'm going tongue slur, tongue slur. So it's kind of like in groups of two. Tongue the first, slur the second, tongue the third, slur the fourth. And again, you can think of your own ways of using tonguing and slurring with this exercise for articulation. But most important thing is to work firstly at getting the finger articulation smooth without using the tonguing. Yeah, that's really important because sometimes tonguing can obscure poor finger articulation. So we need to make sure when we do the first exercise, this one, yeah, where everything is slurred, that our finger movements are precise. Yeah. So I do it that way first, and then once you get confident with that, then you can look at doing the mixture of tonguing and slurring. So that's our little exercise using broken chords. There's lots you can do in terms of finger articulation with this and of course tonguing articulation, and it's a good idea to maybe try some of your own combinations of tonguing and slurring. And these exercises, that's what they're there for really. They're there designed to enable you to do the things when you come into tunes, for instance, yeah, that you can do things. And now if you, these are the sort of the armory, if you like, the arms necessary for which to go into play various different tunes. Yeah. So when you've got good finger articulation, when you've got smooth legato tonguing, if you practice those outside of a tune, when you come to put them into a tune, yeah, it kind of makes sense. So if I was to play let's do the Kesh, yeah? So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to mix it up with tongued articulation and finger articulation. So I'm using a mixture of tonguing, especially on that. Now you can do it with finger articulation. And they do sound slightly different. And it's up to you whichever you prefer, but I tend to mix it up, a mixture of finger articulation and tonguing. But the important thing when you are applying tonguing to any tune that you're working on, don't overuse the tonguing. Yeah, don't become reliant on using tonguing. Yeah, you should be able to do things with finger articulation, and you can choose to tongue should you wish to for certain specific reasons. Okay, well, that's about it with these exercises. I'm not going to bombard you with tons of them today, but I have a whole load of various different exercises designed to work on different things. Some of them designed to work on tonguing, some of them designed to work on finger articulation, and some of them designed to work on note production and for breathing, improve your breathing and improve your tone, especially up in the upper end. So, yeah, I'll probably drop a few of those other ones in the near future. Well, thanks folks again for sticking with this tutorial. If you found it helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the Whistleblowers YouTube channel. And again, if you've got any suggestions on future tune breakdowns or anything you feel you need some help with in regard to your whistle playing, please just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. So any suggestions at all on tutorials or even tune breakdowns, whatever you feel you'd like to have a go at. Right, folks, well, thanks for sticking by me again, and I shall see you hopefully fairly shortly. So take care all, and happy whistling.